Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a hackathon that's about way more than just building an app. It's really about rebuilding what it means to be a developer. We're talking about a huge shift in how software gets made, moving away from writing code line by line and toward, well, becoming the architect of an intelligent system.
Okay, let's just get right to it. Because this is the big question, right? It's on every developer's mind as these AI tools get crazier and crazier. Are we literally coding ourselves out of a job? Well, the material we're digging into today paints a very different picture. And honestly, it's a much more exciting one.
So the answer isn't about becoming obsolete, it's about evolution. And this quote just nails it. You're not just a syntax writer anymore, someone who just translates logic into code. Nope. You become the system architect. You're the one designing the whole thing, figuring out how it should behave, and then telling an AI to go do the grunt work of actually writing the code. So how do you actually make that leap from writer to architect? Well, this hackathon sets it up like a quest, and it's all built around a new kind of superpower called spec-driven development. This is the absolute key to this new role.
Now, what's so cool about this is how it totally flips the creative process on its head. Instead of opening up your code editor, you're opening a markdown file. You're just describing the features, the logic, the goals, all in plain, structured language. Think of the AI as your super fast, super proficient junior developer who takes your grand vision and turns it into real working code. This comparison really lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, you've got the grind we all know, writing every line by hand, chasing down syntax errors, and slowly piecing things together. But on the right, your focus is completely different. Your main job is to get better and better at writing the instructions for the AI until its output is perfect. You're just operating on a whole other level.
And this is the golden rule of the whole challenge. It's a really strict rule, but it's also kind of brilliant. By telling you that you cannot write code by hand, it forces you to get really, really good at communicating with the AI. It forces you to become a great architect because you can't just fall back on your old habits of being a builder.
All right, let's look at the project itself and see how this all comes together. The whole challenge is broken down into a 5-phase journey. It takes a really simple idea, a to-do list, and just evolves it into something incredibly powerful.
The path is laid out so perfectly here. You start with the absolute bare-bones basics, a simple little command line app. Then, you tell the AI to add a database, then a full web front end. After that, you integrate an AI chatbot. And for the grand finale, you deploy the whole thing as a modern, cloud-native app running on Kubernetes. Every step just builds right on top of the last one.
And wow, this table really shows you the jump in complexity. You go from a simple text interface to a full-on conversational AI. You go from a temporary in-memory database to a serverless cloud database. And your deployment goes from just a local Python script to a whole distributed system on Kubernetes. It's basically a speed run through the last 10 years of software development.
And you're not just building the plumbing either. You're making a genuinely useful app. You'll start with the basics in phase 1, like adding and viewing tasks. But by the end, you'll have instructed the AI to build out some seriously advanced stuff. We're talking search, priorities, and even smart reminders for recurring tasks. It's a complete product.
Okay, so to pull all this off, you need the right tools, right? Well, this hackathon gives you a full arsenal of the most modern, most relevant tech in the AI and cloud world today.
And here's the professional-grade toolkit you're going to master. You've got the AI itself, Claude Code, at the core. You'll use modern frameworks like Next.js and Fast API for the app layer, and then you get to the really fun part, deploying it all with essential cloud-native tools like Docker and Kubernetes. And this isn't just some random list of hot tech, It's the whole integrated stack you actually need to build and scale a real AI application.
But what happens when you're done? After you've mastered the skills and built this amazing app, what's next? This is where things get really interesting, because it goes way beyond just a technical challenge.
They make one thing super clear here. The whole point isn't just to win a competition. The entire experience is designed from the ground up to be a launchpad for your career, giving you the skills and the platform to go build something much, much bigger.
And this, right here, is the ultimate prize. It's both a challenge and a promise. The skills you master in this hackathon, architecting systems, directing AI, deploying at scale, these are the exact skills you need to found a modern AI startup.
And we're not just talking about some vague promise either. People who do really well might get interviews for actual opportunities. We're talking about anything from joining the core team that put this all together to getting support to launch your own startup, or even teaching the next wave of developers.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this right here. The future
isn't about memorizing the syntax for 10 different programming languages. It's about understanding how to design and orchestrate intelligent systems. It's about mastering the architecture of intelligence itself.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The tools are here, the path is being laid out, the opportunity is absolutely massive. So the only question left is for you. Are you ready to stop writing syntax and start writing the future?